Hi, this is John McConnell. Welcome to another show. So first, as always, I'd like to thank people who've been in touch with me, either locally here through my, just talking to me after my classes here in Burlington, Vermont, or online. So a few people, Georgie, Brandy, Jennifer, Lily, Molly, Lynn, Allie, Susan, Tass, all of you, I think all those people either subscribe to my newsletter, which you can do. You can go to johnmcconnellyoga.com and I have a monthly newsletter, semi-monthly newsletter, or my Facebook page, John McConnell Yoga facebook.com/John McConnell Yoga. Or, if you're local to where I am, I'm in Burlington, Vermont, and I have local classes. You can see them on my website, so it'd be great to see in person. So anyway, I wanted to tell the story about this trip I just took with my wife. We go to Michigan to this place where we teach kayaking and yoga, and on the way back from Michigan we were driving through Toronto, and I don't know if you're familiar with Toronto, but normally there's a traffic jam in Toronto. So we were thinking real creatively and thought, hey, what we'll do is we'll not go on the 401, which is through Toronto. We'll go like in town and around, which, logically doesn't really make much sense because the whole reason to create a highway is to go around the downtown. But we were really thinking about that because we've been stuck in the Toronto traffic for like so many times. We thought we'd try something different. So we went into downtown Toronto, which was cool, and it was definitely slower. It took us, we were, looking around, and then after like a couple hours, we were like, well, this is taking some time. Maybe we should try to figure out how to get back to the highway. And around that time, my wife said, well, it'd be great to get a juice, some kind of fancy juice while we're in town, like a juice bar. And I thought that would be great too. And so we started looking around side streets for juice bars as we're like driving through major traffic, and finally kind of decided that was a crazy idea too, and let's just get back on the 401, come back to Vermont. And so as we're getting close to the 401, I look over on like one of the final like neighborhoods I'm driving through, and I see organic bar, and I can't quite see anything else, and I'm assuming it's an organic juice bar. So I'm pumped. So we drive around, which takes like a half an hour, to figure out how to get back to where we were, to kind of get back to this place, because we were just driving by it. And we pull up, I wrote down the name of it, it's Sanna Tea Juice Bar in Toronto, Sanna, and then another word, tea. And it's like, so we pull up to this place, and there's this guy sitting outside, doesn't have any shoes on, he's hanging out. And we go in, and then he comes in behind us and goes behind the bar. And it's like his place. And we start talking to him. He's a really nice guy. He's only been open like 6 months. And he's totally pumped about his whole juice thing. In fact, he said he has even like organic water. I don't know if he said necessarily organic, but he was like really fancy water. He said he drove an hour north of Toronto to get this water, and he uses like brown jugs to get it. It's really intense. He's dedicated, that's for sure. So we're sitting there looking at all these juices, and like most of the ingredients, I have no idea what they are because they're so like random, full of minerals, all kinds of crazy stuff. So he's explaining it to me, and I order some sort of fancy yoga juice thing that is really amazing. And my wife orders some chocolate thing that's unbelievable. And so we're talking to this guy, and we somehow get around to like him not wearing shoes, and he starts talking about why he doesn't have any shoes, and he's really pumped about it. And the feeling I get, is that this is really why he opened the juice bar. Is because he wants to talk about his connection to the earth, which is awesome. And so he starts talking about how he doesn't wear shoes because the body is at some electrical, pulses at some electrical level, like 6.5 hertz. And the earth does too. And the more you get disconnected from that, the more ungrounded you get. And the more you can reconnect to it, it only takes like a half an hour of connecting your feet back to the earth, the more you kind of feel stable and regrounded. And Jane and I thought this was such a crazy thing because we've just been all ungrounded, we've been traveling, and then we found this like guru juice dude who's telling us, just be grounded. And so he tells us about that, and then we're like, well, what do you do like right now? Because you're behind the counter, you're not on earth. And he's like, oh, I'm standing on a rubber mat that's plugged into a wall outlet. And so he pulls out this rubber mat, and it's plugged into the outlet, and on the outlet there's a ground, and that's like grounded. So it's grounded. And he said at night he sleeps with like this blanket that's plugged into an outlet too, so he's grounded at night. He's thinking it was all pretty awesome. Then he whips out a magazine, and he shows like this display that one side is like color of like some chromosomes or something. I'm not really sure what it was. The other side's black and white of like the same thing. And he's like, see, look, this is what happens when you're grounded. This is what happens when you're not grounded. And it's the color one looked better. So that seemed like a good idea. So anyway, it was just really funny. And it was, after we left, he was like really this pretty stable dude. So we felt like, we had our juice, we were on our way home, we all were like all grounded and settled. And I was thinking about how, yoga is a lot like that, but not so much in the like electrical zone, but more it's about finding your place, and finding your grounding, and however you can do it, whether getting reconnected to the magnetic fields of the earth or whatever that is, or finding the grounding in your heart or the grounding in your mind. I think it's all kind of the same. You're just trying to get back to yourself and trying to get back to like stability and being steady. And it's just a good reminder because this time of year, like this is September right now, it's school's starting, fall is coming in a little bit, and it's good to like be stable and grounded and have that sense of grounding. So with class today, I just wanted to keep that in mind as we practice. So close your eyes and sit nice and tall. And on every exhale, just let yourself be more grounded. Feel yourself be more here. Particularly if you're somebody that's just moved or you're just starting school. This is a great practice to just find where you are now, your new place, new home, or just reconnecting to where you're at. And then inhale is about sitting taller, being brighter in your heart, long through your neck. And just feel that sense of physically grounding, mentally grounding, like getting a connection to yourself, and grounding in your heart, like real steady in your heart. Just a couple more breaths. And all this, like what's the point? And the whole point of grounding is that you're rediscovering or reconnecting to who you are, which is goodness and light, kindness. Like that's the reason to just settle back into yourself, and knowing you can do it anywhere, which is pretty cool. So easy breathing in and out through the nose. And bring your palms together at your heart center. And we'll chant together. We'll chant the sound of Om together one time. And Om chanting is another nice time to just like it's the grounding of the practice. I think of it that way. Where you chant the Om and it's like the rest of the day is really left behind and it's like really the beginning of the practice. So one Om together. Take a full exhale. A deep, sweet inhale. And release your hands, open your eyes, and we'll come over onto our hands and knees. So here on your hands and knees, really find the grounding in this posture. So have the knees right under the hips and ground down right under the base of the fingers and under the fingernails. So find steadiness in all those spots. And then find steadiness in the grounding of your breath. So easy inhales and exhales. Just let yourself be with your breathing. And then connect movement to breath. So as you inhale, rock the pelvis forward, drop your chest, lift your head. And exhale, scoop the tailbone, curl in the back, and drop your head. Move back and forth, and as you move, stay really grounded in what's on the mat. So grounded in your hands, grounded in your legs, arching and curling in your back. The whole time just feel this sense of steadiness, like you know where you are. No need to go anywhere. Find yourself right here. And it's nice to connect to the movement and connect to the breath, because you know you're always breathing, you always have the breath going on. So it's good to really recognize that as a grounding part of yourself. Alright, so bring yourself back to a neutral spine. Reach your hips back, head a little more forward. And then extend your right leg up so you lose a little bit of connection to the earth, but still stay grounded on what's left. And then let's bring the left hand up. Find steadiness here. Really reach forward through the fingers, back through the lifted foot. Stay grounded in what's remaining. Easy breathing. Okay, hand down, foot down, and we'll do the other side. So left leg comes up, right hand comes up. Steady in the hand, steady in the leg, long through the spine, long through the neck. Easy breathing. And lower the hands down, lower the leg down. And then from here, walk your knees back a little bit, curl the toes under, and we'll go up and back to downward dog. A little bend in the knees, reach your hips high, long through the spine, reaching out through the crown of your head. And really notice what's on the earth. So sometimes, you know, you can get away from what's on the earth and move toward, you know, other stuff. Here it's like really grounded in what's on the earth, and then from there you can reach the hips higher, longer through the spine, longer through the neck. Steady breathing. Feel the posture build from the bottom up. Alright, walk your feet forward. Come into forward fold. And have your feet hips distance apart. So the second toe center of the ankle lined up right under your knees, right under your hips. Then on the inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Easy movement with your breath. Feel your shins hug in and your thighs widen.
engage the muscles right around the knees. And then that stability in the legs can help you to just go a little bit deeper in the posture. And hands on the hips. Root down into your feet and rise all the way up.
And raise your hands high. Shoulders down the back. Reach high. And really root down into the feet. So feel on the exhale particularly like your hips are getting heavier. And then the hips stay heavy on the exhale and you get a little taller on the inhale. Enjoy your breath. And exhale, fold all the way down.
Bring your right foot back to a lunge. Bring your left hand to your left thigh and then we'll twist. So twist the stomach toward the thigh, then the chest, then the head, then raise your left hand up. And maintain the grounding. And for the practice today, anytime you want to, close your eyes as a little bit of added adventure. Because with the eyes closed, it really, there's something about that really gets you to focus more on being stable, because it can be a little bit unstable with your eyes closed. All right, lower the lifted hand. Go back to down, forward fold. And then we'll switch sides. So now my right foot's forward. Raise the right hand up. Twist. Heavy on the outside of the right thigh. Nice steady breathing here. Eyes open or closed, whatever works for you today. It's kind of fun to practice sometimes with the eyes closed. It really gets you connected and it can instantly knock you off too. Which is funny. Lower the lifted hand and back to forward fold. Stable in both feet. Hands to your hips. Root down as you rise up. Alright, so keep the feet grounded. Bring your right hand to your hip, left hand up, and just arch over to the right. So feet are grounded as you lift up and go over. Breathe into the left side of the ribs, long through the neck. Steady breathing. And back to center, switch sides. So now stay grounded in the right foot as you arch to the left. Nice easy breathing. It was so great running into this juice guy. It's just like, I think sometimes that kind of happens where you need to hear something and you aren't even sure, like, if you need to be open to it, you know? It's like we could have just blown off what this guy was talking about, but it's like, oh, he's talking about us being grounded. Pretty cool. And reach tile and exhale, fold forward all the way down. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold a little deeper. And then walk yourself back to downward dog. So long through the spine, reach the hips high, long through the neck. Ground under the base of the fingers, under the fingernails. And inhale, glide forward to plank. So again, ground in the hands, ground in your feet, and then lower yourself all the way down. Take your hands off the mat, so you're more up onto your fingertips. Shoulders toward the ears, hug the shoulder blades on the back, and then lift your heart, just peel up a little bit. Sides of the throat go back, and lengthen out through the crown of your head. So real long through the spine. So as you lengthen out through the crown of the head, reach your tailbone more back towards your heels. So just find length through the whole spine.
Head lower down, hands under the shoulders, and go back to downward dog.
And downward dog, always use it to find more space through the spine. Space out through the crown of the head. Walk your feet forward. Come into forward fold. Right hands to your hips. Rise up.
Raise your hands high. And twist your upper body to the right. So stay grounded in the feet. Hips stay forward, and then the stomach turns, the chest turns, and the head turns. Try to get your right armpit more back behind you. Head right over your heart. Have your breath going a little bit deeper. As you stay long through the arms, up through the fingers. Okay, back to center, and on the other side. So twist to the left, right hip stays back. Okay, back to center, awesome. And exhale, fold forward, all the way down.
So from here in the forward fold, take your right foot and just bring it a foot's distance forward. And it's hard to do that with straight legs, just bend the legs a little. And then pull the right toes back, pull the heel back a little as you fold over the right leg. Just creates a little bit deeper experience for sure. And here, stay really grounded in your left foot. So real solid in the left foot. Smooth breathing in and out of your nose. Okay, bring that foot back, other side. Pull the toes up. Pull the heel back slightly. Stay grounded in the opposite foot. So I think the right foot's back here. Every inhale, lengthen, and exhale, folding deeper from your heart. Okay, good. Bring that foot back, then fold forward. Just getting a little bit deeper fold. So think about how to fold deeper, just ground more. So be a little more grounded. Then on the inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold a little deeper. Really stay rooted in your feet. So under the big toe, little toe, inner and outer heel. And back to downward dog. Then bring your right leg forward to pigeon. So the right lower leg's on the mat.
And point your back toes. Lower yourself down. Just try to keep the hips level. And really notice what's ever on the earth, just let that be more on the earth. Breathing in and out of the nose, letting that breath help you be more stable, more grounded. Feel the stability not only physically, but like stable and grounded. It's like heavy in the mind, but not heavy in like a bad way, just heavy in like a steady way. And same in the heart. So feeling the steadiness in your heart. And then from all that, it's more finding yourself. Like that's always the point of the practice of all the classes. In the end, it's about finding whatever it is so that you can really see your true self. Connect to your own light, your own heart. Okay, bring yourself up. Back to downward dog. Just a little pedal of the legs. And then we'll move forward to the other side. And fold here. Point the toes,
whatever's on the floor or on the mat, just let it be heavy. And make sure you keep your hips level, so try not to lean to one side or the other side, just level hips as you fold. Be relaxed in your jaw, relaxed in your eyes. So as I said, eyes open or closed. Sometimes having the eyes closed, I don't know, it seems to help to get more connected. We live in such a visual world that taking the vision out of it, I think it's good to practice that sometimes. Okay, bring yourself up. Let's go back to downward dog. Pedaling on the legs. Awesome. And walk your feet forward, hands to your hips, rise up. All right, and then stay strong in the right leg. Bring your left knee up and release your fingers be in front of the, right below the knee, in front of the shin, and stand tall. So hug in at your right shin to the midline, and then just lift up a little bit more through the crown of the head, shoulders on the back, nice and bright through your heart. Deep breathing. So it's easy to kind of get caught up in your head here, but just keep your mind in your foot. So stay grounded in the foot that's on the floor. Like, I think you always have to keep getting back to like being steady, being grounded all the time. Like you can get caught up in other stuff and lose your grounding, you know, so it's nice to get back to like, oh, okay, this is what grounding's like, I'll stay there. And then build from that. Okay, release your foot. Other side. So raise the right knee up. Hug in at the standing shin, shoulders on the back. Breathe here. Calm in your eyes. It's a real feeling of not going anywhere. So it's like the idea is kind of cool. It's not going anywhere, but that doesn't mean not physically going anywhere. It's like not going anywhere different than who you are. It's like just being yourself all the time, no matter what the situation. Okay, that's fun. So lower the foot down, widen your legs, so face the side of your mat. Widen your legs. And you want your legs around the width of where your wrists would be, so just put your hands out. And it's kind of hard to judge from like this angle, but do your best. And place your hands down on the floor. Each inhale, find some length. And from here, exhale, fold from your heart. So shoulders are on the back, bright through your heart. Nice, easy pulsation. Again, stay grounded in the feet as you do this. It's pretty simple, you know, but it's easy to kind of get off and let your mind wander. It's like just keep being in your mind back, your heart back, physically coming back. Then take your right hand, just place it right under your head on the mat. Raise your left hand up and twist. And it's okay to let like I'm raising my left hand up, it's okay to let the left hip drop just a little bit. You can try that. Instead of just being really stable, let it drop just slightly and see if that actually can get you more open. Easy breathing, stable in the feet as you twist. And then drop that hand down and we'll go to the other side. Every breath going a little deeper. Nice and easy in the breathing, steady in the legs. Okay, lower the hand down. Hands to your hips, strong in the feet. Come up. Come back to the front of your mat. And let's bring from here, bring your right leg back. We'll come into Warrior Two. So the right foot's parallel to the front of the mat. Extend the arms and look over your front fingers. I was just looking at this happiness poster that I have on the wall. It says, happiness is not so much in giving as sharing. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And I feel like thinking about this, this juice guy. You know, he was so psyched to give and share this idea of like, isn't this neat, you know? So it's nice to just be in that kind of energy, people excited about what they're into. Kiss your front forearm to the thigh, back hand reaches up and look up towards your palm. Long reaching from your fingers all the way through the sides of the ribs down through your back foot. And again, you can try to have your eyes closed here. Maybe it's easy, maybe it's a little difficult. Steady breathing. Okay, strong in the legs, come up. And hands to the hips, we'll just rotate the feet. So facing toward the back of your mat, same thing, Warrior Two. Feel steady in the legs. So here, to be more steady, think about hugging in at the shins toward the middle. And then the thighs reach away from the hips. Think about the thighs reaching out, and shins hugging in. Easy breathing. You can have your eyes closed if you want to try that. Just to keep that sense of being grounded, steady. And then bring the forearm to the thigh, back hand reaches up. Long through the sides of the ribs. So reach the back foot back and the fingers forward, nice space. Okay, come all the way up. Good, hands to the hips. Let's come back to the front of the mat. Raise your hands high. And exhale, fold all the way down. Feel this grounding in your feet, so under the big toe, little toe, inner and outer heel, like real steady. More lifting up through the center of the foot. So the outsides of the feet are more grounding down. It's like a tent. And then the center of the foot is more lifting. All right, let's walk back to downward dog. A little bend in the knees, reaching the hips back. And inhale, glide forward to plank. You can lower straight down to your knees first. This time interlace your fingers behind your back, shoulders toward the ears, and then roll your heart open, lift your heart up off the floor. So sides of your throat come back, and then long reaching out through the crown of your head. Every breath a chance to go a little bit further. Each breath an opportunity to connect to yourself, your light, be grounded in that. Okay, lower your hands down, rest one cheek on the mat. Feel how nice it is to let go, be supported by the earth. Instead of trying to hold yourself up, you know, like letting yourself be supported. Letting yourself be cared for. It's kind of a nice way to look at it. And then lift your head, rest the opposite cheek. Okay, come back to center. Bring yourself up and come to a seat. I'm going to start with a cross-legged seat. So to get more grounding in the seat, let's lean to the right, and you can lift your left butt up, butt cheek up. Bring your left hand to your butt, right hand to the inside of the thigh. Push down on the inner thigh and lift up on the butt cheek so you just get broader, and do the same on the other side. Nice and broad. Hands to your legs. You can bring your thumb and index finger together. Sit real tall. So bring the shoulders up more toward the ears, roll open through the heart, and then relax the shoulder blades down the back. Stay bright in your heart, long in your neck. And on the exhale, really let yourself be steady, nice and solid. Inhale, sit a little taller. It's like you're just letting yourself melt and become part of whatever you're sitting on. So real heavy and grounded. Right, then you can keep your eyes closed if you want. Bring your right hand behind you and your left hand on your right knee. Twist to the right. And again, if you allow your right butt to move a little bit, that's okay. It doesn't have to be locked in place. Just let it move a little, and then that might be able to free up the spine a little bit. So turn the stomach, the mid-chest, upper chest, and then the neck and the head. You can take that hand behind you, maybe reach around, maybe get a thigh or close. Every breath going a little bit further. Just enjoy the process. Feel yourself being really steady here. Come back to center and just keep going to the other side. Just want to keep referring back to be stable. So twists are cool because you're building up from something, and here it's like you build up from your seat. It's like building a building, any kind of structure. You want to have this sense of grounding, steadiness, and then you can, go forever. Stable in your mind, in your heart, in your body. All for the purpose of freeing yourself. Okay, come back to center. Widen the knees. Have the soles of the feet touching. Sit tall. And then fold from your heart. Reaching your heart forward, long out through the crown of your head. Every inhale, find length. Exhale, hinge a little bit further, fold a little deeper. And bring yourself up. Knees come together, feet flat, and lay down onto your back. Nice to lay on the back to get the feeling of I can just let myself be supported here. Don't have to hold myself up. And let's go ahead and extend the right leg up to the sky and interlace your right fingers behind your right thigh. I have my left foot flat here. Sometimes it's nice to keep the foot, instead of extending the left leg straight out, keep it flat, and it just feels a little nicer. But bring awareness to your low back. So you want to leave a little bit of space at your low back, a little bit of space right behind your neck, and then right in your thoracic spine, your rib cage. That's more grounding down toward the earth.
Then let this right leg move a little bit to the left, so it crosses your body, but not really that much further. And then bring the foot more towards your head. And do your best to stay grounded. In your upper back, you can feel your upper arms more roll open, broad through your chest. Okay, then come back to center. Bend the right knee and just hug your right leg into your chest a little bit. And release that foot down to the floor. And just notice, just for awareness, you know, if your right foot feels a little heavier, like it's going deeper into the earth, lighter. Okay, let's do the other side. So left leg comes up and release your fingers behind the left thigh. Push the thigh into your fingers. Each exhale, it's releasing, so you want to bring the foot a little more over your head. Inhale's expanding, pushing the thigh away from you. And then take your lifted leg, bring it across your body, and bring your left foot more over your head. Stay long through the bottom of the foot. Smooth breathing, a sense of really weightiness, groundedness. In my mind, that groundedness is just openness. When I'm ungrounded in my head, it's just like, I don't know, should I do this, should I do that? And it's just a nice feeling to be grounded and be like, oh, this is what I'm doing. That's nice. Okay, come back to center, hug the knee into your chest. And then go ahead and hug both knees into your chest, widen your knees. Slight rock, side to side. And then settle back to stillness. With your legs a little wide. Nice thigh stretch. Then bring the sides of your feet to the floor and touch your soles of your feet together. Supta Baddha Konasana. Let yourself really descend here. Let go. And then when you're ready, extend your legs straight out on one sides, coming into Shavasana. Eyes closed. And this posture is so great because, you know, there's nothing to do. So just let your mind relax, let your heart open. Find a steadiness, a stillness within you. Let the earth support you in this posture. And you can just let go, no reason to worry about anything or wonder about anything. And then I'll bring you out of the posture after a little while. real slow. Allow your breath to deepen. Maintain that sense of steadiness though, heaviness. Feel that grounding nature of the breath, particularly on the exhale, just let go, release. Inhale, get brighter, fuller from the inside. You can wiggle your fingers, your toes. Extend your arms up over your head. Nice and long. And then roll to the right side. Use your right arm as a pillow. Hug the knees in. And take your time as you move yourself up to a seat with your eyes closed. You can bring your palms together at your heart center. Just take a couple breaths here and really feel this feeling of being grounded, like what it feels like. It's nice to remember and recognize, oh, that's that sense of like being really stable and steady. So feel that steadiness in your body, in your heart, in your mind. We'll end by chanting Om together, one time. Full exhale. Deep, sweet inhale. Namaste. All right, thank you for being in class. And be in touch if you have any questions or anything. Love to see you in my live classes in Burlington if you want to stop by. And otherwise, have another video out in a couple weeks. All right, take care.